All right, so hello everyone. I am Jasmine Black. I am one of the enrollment specialists for McKendree Worldwide. And as you know, we have been doing a video series featuring some of our awesome student service specialists and some of our program directors. So today I am happy to be joined by our very own Mrs. Patty Aubel. How are you, Patty?
Hey, Jazz, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Great.
Thanks for, taking some time to talk with me today and kind of talking through our admissions process and stuff for our MBA. I know it should help some of our students, trying to make up their mind and trying to know all the details about what they should do moving forward.
Sure.
Cool. Well, if you're ready, then do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself and kind of just how you've been adjusting during COVID-19?
Sure. Well, I've been with McKendree for 13 years, basically doing the same job, the same position, which is graduate admission. Today, we're going to talk about the MBA program, and I'm happy to talk about that and promote it. And as far as adjusting to COVID and being at home, things are going well. I work from home at my desk. And not a lot is different as far as communication with the students that I work with on a regular basis, because some might be near campus or some might be across the country. It just depends, but a lot of the students are online students, so I always work with them via email, phone call, what have you. So not a lot of face-to-face on a regular basis anyway. So this is not necessarily anything new as far as communication with the students. So all is good.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so if a student is interested in applying for our MBA program, what are the admissions requirements?
So first, I always let candidates know, please apply. Applying is the very first step you need to take. Some people forget about that part. They would also need to request their transcript from their undergraduate school showing that they have a bachelor degree. They would also want to submit a resume, just as if they're applying for a job, a one-page document with a list of 3 references, and then lastly, a personal statement, why they want to do the MBA, how they think it might help them with their career, with their future. That personal statement can be a half page, or it can be up to 3 pages. I've received anything in between, and there's really no right or wrong way to present that personal statement. It is just that, a personal statement. So once those items are all in, I do the review for admission. There is a 3.0 GPA requirement. If a student falls just below that 3.0, there is a conditional admission review process that we can go through. So I still encourage students, maybe if they didn't have that 3.0 for their undergrad degree, I still encourage them to go ahead and apply.
Awesome. Okay, so how are the courses offered and how are they taken?
Okay, each course is 8 weeks long in the program. They can do the online format, and they can do 100% online. They can take all 10 courses online, or we also have the campus blended format. Those are each 8 weeks long as well. And the campus blended is basically meeting one night a week, either a Monday or a Wednesday, just depending on which night you have your class. And those meet from 6 to 8:50 on one of those given nights. And students can do all 10 courses that way, or they can also do a mix of the online and the campus. It just depends. Each individual has their own preference on how they want to do things. Actually, some students will say, hey, I'd really like to do the accounting class in the classroom because I just work better one-on-one with the instructor with the accounting subject. So some students kind of fit it to what maybe their strong suit is as well. So talking with me, getting with me on what they want to do as far as how they want to set up their format, their classes, I'm always happy to help students with that.
Okay, that's fantastic. So presently, how many credit hours are needed for our MBA program? And then what kind of does a typical student's time of completion look like?
The entire MBA program now is 30 credit hours, so 10 courses. And time to complete the degree, all 10 courses, really is based on what each individual prefers. You know, that life, family, work, school balance, everyone has a different plan. So some students want to get it done in just within those 2 semesters, a fall semester and a spring semester. So basically 5 and 5, 5 courses in the fall, 5 courses in the spring. Other students, they want to just take 1 course at a time. So maybe 18 months to possibly 2 years. So really anywhere between 2 semesters or all the way up through 2 years. Students, again, can take their time, or they can go through it as quickly as they'd like.
Awesome. I love how customizable I feel like we've been able to make it for the students, really just to accommodate their work-life balance and what they have going on. So that's fantastic. So what about financial aid? I know a lot of folks, when they're trying to figure out paying for school, what does that process look like?
Financial aid. If students are needing to be dependent on financial aid, yes, we do have, just as if they applied for financial aid in their undergrad, it's going to be the same application, the FAFSA. They can go to McKendree's financial aid web page, and they can get the direct link to the FAFSA there. They would just need to fill it out just as they did maybe in their undergrad, though they would obviously choose graduate because they're going to be at the graduate level. It is a little different for graduate students. Grad students, the only award that they receive would be the student loan. And the student loan does cover more than enough to pay for the entire MBA program. But yes, there is financial aid available.
Awesome. Now, I know we also have some students that may have some type of company reimbursement through, their job. So kind of how does that process work if they choose to go that route?
Right. So yes, I have several MBA students that their company does have a tuition reimbursement benefit for them. I always encourage those students, get that document to me. They can forward it to me in an attachment via email, and then I forward that on to the business office. And the reason being is so that the business office knows what that policy is that they're in, if their employer is going to be paying. It's typically upon the grade being received at the end of at the completion of the class. So our business office will know then that there's going to be a deferment. So the student's not going to receive finance charges or be expected to pay because their employer is going to be paying that. And again, if students do have that, they can just, communicate with me that they have that, and I can forward it on.
That's pretty cool that we do that too. I mean, that's a huge incentive, I think, for a lot of folks to join our programs. Just because, I mean, if they have someone that's willing to pay for them to continue their education, and we're making those accommodations where they're not really having to see out-of-pocket costs during it, why would you not do it, right?
Exactly. And I've had some students come back to me after maybe they just started to get the process going, and they researched on their end, and their employer actually has the tuition reimbursement. So it's always good to research on their end if the employer has it.
For sure, for sure. Okay, well, how do you help students know that McKendree is the right fit for them?
How do I help them know? Well, I don't necessarily have a magic wand or anything, but I always, when some students call and say, I'm just not sure if I should do this or not, and so forth, there's not necessarily boxes to check off, but if a student's getting a sense or a vibe that things are falling into place, are their questions being answered? Are they getting responses quickly? Is the cost lining up? That's a big one, cost. The program is the program that they indeed want. Is it going to help them make themselves more marketable or help them be promoted in their career? And then also, is the time frame in which they're going to be completing their degree, is that also something that's, something that's in their favor, as far as, hey, I really need to get this done in a year's time? Well, the MBA can do that for them. So
Awesome. So really asking kind of those open-ended questions to help them, and kind of assure them, I guess, that this is a great opportunity for them, and that pretty much you're there to help them, and we're here to make that process as easy as possible then, huh?
Exactly, exactly. That's why I'm here.
Yay! That's beautiful. Cool. So if a person, I guess, does have questions for you, then how would they get in contact with you?
Well, they can contact me direct. My contact information is on the MBA page of the website. So they can go and then click directly there. They can either email me, call me, what have you. And I'd be happy to, respond or get on the phone and have a conversation.
Cool. And so I always like to end with something fun. So I would say, what's your favorite part about working for McKendree?
Well, it's a toss up between my coworkers, like you, Jazz. And then also, when I have that student come in, maybe they're a little anxious, they're not sure, and so many do come in that way, truthfully. They're not alone in that sense of, oh my gosh, should I really be doing this? Apprehensive. From that time all the way through to the end, I get to be with them through that entire process all the way through graduation, and that is very rewarding. It's exciting. I'm excited for them. They tell me a lot of times about how proud their family is of them, so it's really a great feeling, very rewarding to work with the students that way.
I bet, yeah, that's really something special, and not all schools I feel like have the same person that's really admitting the student, that ends up becoming their academic advisor as well. That really does get to see them go through their academic journey and their career, and know all the different stressors or the different things that have happened in their life. Weddings, babies, all kinds of fun stuff, and you've been able to kind of put them in classes during those different times and accommodate their needs to see them succeed. So I think that's a really special thing that you have that, nurturing side to be able to do that and can kind of support them throughout their process.
Exactly, exactly. And when you
So
said weddings and babies, since I've been working from home with COVID, I've had a wedding postponed, a wedding that hopefully she's crossing her fingers that it's still going to happen, and I believe two that are just needing to step away for one course during the summer because they're going to have their baby. So that is exciting. Thanks for bringing that up, because it just kind of reflects on what the last few weeks have been and going through some personal things with some of the students. So yeah, it's been great.
yeah. And I think it's important to highlight the good stuff that's happening right now. Like, I know everybody's lives are kind of turned upside down, and I think COVID has put a damper on a lot of stuff for some people, but I think it's also important to realize how this has been able to kind of refocus us, and there's still many things to celebrate during this time, our families, our friends, all these wonderful celebrations. So it's pretty cool. Me and my husband were able to video chat into one of our friends' weddings because they still got married, just the two of them in their house. So, we can still be a part of the celebration and not physically be there. So I think that's important to highlight because our students are having those same experiences.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a different time, but everyone's kind of making memories for sure during this time. So
Absolutely. So then we'll end with, do you have any words of wisdom for anybody that's interested in pursuing
words
our
of
MBA
wisdom.
program?
You're never too old to start. And this goes along with being too old, because some people call and say, oh, I've been away from the classroom. You've never been away from the classroom too long. Anyone can start at any time. It doesn't, there's not an age cutoff or a credit hour cutoff. So I encourage everyone, if they have it in the back of their mind, I'm here. I can talk them through it, and I'd be happy to help them with the admission process.
Awesome. Well, come on and be a lifelong learner with us, and we'll make sure that you're squared away throughout the process.
Right.
Well, thank you, Patty, again for talking with me. Obviously, it's great to see you. I miss you.
You too, Jazz. You too. Thanks for
And
doing this. I appreciate it.
oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And thanks to all of our viewers that have been tuning in and, watching all of our videos. And it's kind of a great way for you kind of to see a little bit of us too during this time. So keep an eye out for the next ones. And as always, I'm sending healthy and safe wishes to all of you. And be sure to be kind and take care of one another. So thanks again, Patty, and take care to everybody.
Bye. You too. Bye-bye.